Hey there everyone, this is William with CommanderCast.com, here doing the Homelands edition for the Alpha build with Avacyn Guardian Angel. And by Homelands build, I mean there were two cards out of a very, very small and pitiful set that we actually ended up adding. Homelands is one of those ones where most of the cards actually didn't make it to Moto. And what did make the Moto was very not exciting. We've got Sarah Aviary, which is a 4-mana world enchantment that says creatures with flying get +1/+1. We've got it just because we kind of need more ways to buff our flyers. Sure, it's probably going to get taken out. It's pretty soon. And Sarah Bestiary, 2-mana enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, you have the second unless you pay double white. Enchanted creature can't attack or block, and its active abilities with tap in their cost can't be activated. So, that's an alright piece of removal. So, both of those cards are like a penny each. We thought about adding the Abbey Gargoyle, but, you know, it just wasn't really creature quality enough to really warrant putting it in. Plus, both of these things are like a penny each. The minimum charge for a PayPal on Empty Joe Trades is like $3. So what I ended up doing, I ended up going through Alliances and Mirage, trying to add enough cards to meet that minimum. You know what I ended up doing? I ended up buying an Enlightened Tutor for like $17.60 something, and getting a whole bunch of cards for free because of the PayPal discount code, which you get to use when you use the PayPal, when you actually pay with PayPal. Basically, made a bunch of penny cards free. So I paid for the full cost of an Enlightened Tutor plus like maybe 7 cards, and got almost 100 other cards free. That's how many cards I had to add to actually get to my total. Now, with that said, that does mean that I gave myself a preview of what we're getting in the next 2 installments with Alliances and Mirage. And we are going to look like we're finally going to reach that point where we are a real deck, with real removal ratios and stuff like that. Like, this is a real deck right now just by virtue of being functional enough to do stuff. But we're actually going to reach that point where we reach, quasi-modern design with, just what they're doing with the sets. Remember, Mirage is the first set that was actually designed to be drafted. You might be able to say, at least developed with an eye towards draft. Alliances might be a little close, but not really. Alliances still had some really good stuff, though. And with Mirage, we're also going to get, I believe, our first real legendary creature to add in besides Avacyn here. So, we're going to keep it nice, short, and sweet. This isn't really a, hey, let's go ahead and check out the new stuff week, so much as it's a, hey, let's go ahead and give an evaluation for how everything else is performing. That's what we're going to look on. Because we do have a lot of stuff that's going to be kind of bubble-ish, especially when we get to the newer stuff. Stuff like Death Ward, Akashian Scout. So we're going to go ahead and jam some games in. I might get some more in after I'm done recording just to get a feel for some of this stuff. Because we are at that point where this is just kind of a, this is basically a lull league, and we're going to have stuff like this. Like when we get to Alara Reborn, that's an all-gold set. There's literally nothing in that set that we can play unless they have just a random utility land. But again, it's supposed to be an all-gold set, so I would imagine even the lands are multicolor in there. So we're going to have those weeks where it's like, okay, let's go ahead and just have a reevaluation of the deck as a whole. Alright, everyone. So let's go ahead and go into Game 1. This is William with CommanderCast.com. Let's get to it.